Hello, boils and ghouls. Welcome to Watchers Podcast with your hosts, Brad and Colson.
We all go a little mad sometimes.
Hi, I'm Chucky. Wanna play?
Why are you doing this to us?
Gives you a home.
I met him 15 years ago. I was told it was nothing left. No reason, no conscience, no understanding, and even the most rudimentary sense of life or death, of good or evil, right or wrong.
What's your favorite scary movie?
Hey everybody, jump in your time machine and go way back to the 1990s with your hosts, Brad and Colson, because we are counting down the top 10 Goosebump books.
Yeah.
I've been on a Goosebumps kick lately.
Sure
I've been collecting the books. I'm about a third of the original 62 now.
That's awesome. Because you just started recently.
Yeah, a week ago.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah. Shout out to Creepers Cove on Instagram. We've talked about them before on our regular episodes. They're sending me number 1.
Wow.
Yeah, they had a copy of it. They seen that I was collecting, and they're like, hey, we got something for you. We'll send it out in the mail.
That is awesome.
Yeah, so thank you very much.
Yeah. I wonder if you'll be able to get all of them.
I hope so.
It'd be pretty cool.
Yeah.
The worst would be getting like all but 1 or 2 and you're like, shit, and you just can't find them anywhere.
Yeah, because as a kid, I've had 45 of the 62.
Okay.
I've read 45 of 62. So I really want to get them all.
Yeah.
Read the ones I didn't read, and like have them for my kids.
Yeah.
Hopefully they're not chickens.
Yeah, that's the best part. Just having it, again.
Yeah.
God, the things you don't think to keep. It's
exactly.
Like, fuck. Awesome.
Yeah. I also want to mention that all my Goosebumps love lately was reignited by a podcast called Say Podcasts and Die.
Okay. Nice.
Yeah. They, every week, pick a different Goosebump book and like break it down.
That's cool.
Yeah. It's really, really good. And they are going to do a top 10 Goosebump books. Probably not till December.
Okay.
But they'll be doing one as well. So
that's very good.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Go subscribe to them and be ready for that when it comes out.
Yes.
So, you want to start with your number 10?
I will. Let me preface. There we go.
Preface?
Whatever. I haven't read as many as you.
Yep.
You sent me a site that was like a breakdown of all of them, and I'm like just going through page by page reading. You can tell which ones you had because of the cover.
Yes.
So I knew right away, and then I was just trying to remember, and I'm like, am I confusing this with the TV show? Am I remembering, thinking, are you afraid of the dark things? I don't know. Everything's going in my brain. So I picked the 10 that I remember for sure owning and probably liking.
Yeah, people have to realize we were little kids when these came out.
It's been, 25
probably
years.
Yeah, it was like 1992-ish when they came out.
Yeah, somewhere around there. So, okay, my number 10, Beware the Snowman. So, we'll give a quick little rundown.
Yeah.
So Jacqueline used to live with her aunt Greta in Chicago, but not anymore. They moved to a place called Sherpia. It's a tiny village in the edge of the Arctic Circle. Jacqueline can't believe she's stuck in Nowheresville. No movie theaters, malls, nothing. Plus, there's something really odd about the village. At night, there's strange howling noises, and in front of every house there's a snowman, a creepy snowman with a red scarf, a deep scar on his face, and a really evil smile. Huh. So that's actually on the cover, is that snowman with the scarf on. I remember it. I remember this is a later one, I think. I should have written the number down. I didn't think to.
I never thought to do that either.
Okay, but anyway, I remember liking it.
Yeah, that's one that I haven't read,
Okay.
actually. But
I wonder, because you've read more than me. I wonder if your top 10, if I've read any or whatever.
Yeah.
I guess we'll see. Your number 10.
my number 10 is actually book number 2, I think.
Okay.
If I'm remembering correctly. Stay Out of the Basement.
Okay. I actually have that higher on my list.
All right.
So we'll get to that one in a little bit.
Yeah. Love the cover of that one.
Yeah.
But we'll talk about it later. Yeah.
My number 9 is The Ghost Next Door.
Not on my list.
Okay.
Good book.
So Hannah's neighborhood has gotten a little weird ever since that new boy moved in next door. Ever since that new boy has moved in next door. But when did he move in? Wasn't the house empty when Hannah went to sleep the night before? Why does he still look so deserted? Hannah can't get any answers from her new neighbor. He just keeps disappearing in the oddest ways. And he's so pale. Is Hannah being haunted by the ghost next door?
Or is it a homeless man?
Exactly. So this one, this one might be seeping in my brain as one of the Goosebumps episodes.
Okay.
I can't remember, but I remember owning it, and I do like it.
The cover of that one has like ghostly feet and a welcome mat or something, right?
That's right.
Yeah, I remember that one too.
Yeah.
It was good.
Okay.
It's crazy how vivid the covers are still in my head.
Yeah.
Like 20-some years later. Like, even books that I don't own right now, I can still picture what they look like.
That's the thing. You sent me that site. I was going through and I was like, I could pick them out. Like, yes, I own that one. And I don't even remember seeing that one or whatever it was. But, yeah, very cool. You're number 9.
Before that, I will mention a spoiler.
Yeah.
Egg Monsters from Mars will not be on my top 10.
Mine either.
Okay. My number 9 is One Night at Horrorland.
Okay, I don't have that on my list, but I did own that.
Okay.
Yeah, so you go ahead.
Werewolf Village, The Doom Slide, The Coffin Cruise. These are just a few of the terrifying attractions that await Luke and Lizzie Morris at Horrorland. Step right up and join the Morris family as they ride, and scream each scream for the very first time, because it might also be their last.
That sounds good.
Yeah. I loved this book. The idea of like a really haunted, like amusement park. Yeah,
it's fucking awesome.
Yeah, I would love to go to one now.
Yeah.
And I see that they've actually like spun this one off. I think there's a video game for sure.
Okay.
But there may even be like shows or books or something based just off of Horrorland.
Okay.
I'm not 100% sure on that.
That sounds cool.
Yeah.
I like that. My number 8 is Go Eat Worms.
Not on my list.
Okay. So, discovering the creatures of his basement worm farm in unlikely and unwanted places like his bed, his toothbrush, and in his spaghetti, worm-obsessed Todd finds himself grossed out by the very things in which he used to torture his sister. Not used to. This one... Again, that cover, it's...
Worms coming out of, like, a book? Like a
scribbler? Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
That's right. And I remember it. It's a good one.
Yeah. Another really good thing about these books, I remember, is the raised bumps on the word Goosebumps.
That's
like
right.
The dots.
Yeah.
A blind person trying to read that would go crazy.
Exactly.
My number 8 is Deep Trouble.
Okay, not on my list. I can't even picture this one. Go ahead.
This one, along with the movie Jaws, ruined my life.
Yeah.
The cover has like a guy swimming in water with like a hammerhead shark right below him.
That's right.
But it had the coolest colors, like the two colors, like how they do the Goosebumps, like blue and red or whatever. This one had like a weird pale pink. And a purple. It was really cool.
I like that.
Yeah. So, Deep Trouble. In Deep Trouble. This one has a weird write-up.
Okay.
It says Deep Trouble twice. Find out why Billy Deep and his sister, Sheena, are afraid of dark lagoons, coral reefs, and anything that appears to be half human, half fish. Bum, bum, bum.
I like it.
Yeah. It's It's a creepy book.
Yeah. God, this is a fun. I want to get all these like you. God, and you can't find them. You go on Amazon. It's like they have things, but it'd be nice if they put out like a set or something. God,
any duplicates I find, you're gonna get them.
Okay, good. I appreciate that.
No problem.
My number 7, Ghost Camp.
Not on my list.
Okay, so this one, I believe, if I'm remembering correctly, the cover is like a girl at the back of a line of like clothing with no bodies in them. I think. Does it ring a bell?
I'm getting it mixed up.
That might be a different one altogether.
Yeah, there's Ghost Camp. There's like a tent on a hill, I think, and like a ghostly figure.
Maybe.
I can't remember this one.
I should have saved all mine so I could bring it up. I'm getting them all confused. Anyway, hoping to fit in at Camp Spirit Moon, despite its weird traditions, brothers Harry and Alex participate in several bizarre rituals until tricks that are played by their fellow campers escalate out of control. So, that's that.
Yeah, I feel like I did own this one, but I can't really remember it.
The one that I'm mentioning, I don't think it's that one now. I'm thinking that's something else, but God, I wish I should have saved all of them. Yeah.
Oh, I can picture the one. It's like, it looks like a line of people walking.
Yeah.
And then it's like the camp uniforms.
Yeah, that's what
there's no one in them.
I'm not 100% sure if that's this one or not now.
Yeah.
I'm having second thoughts, but that's what came to my mind. Anyway, you go ahead with your number 7.
My number 7 is How I Got My Shrunken Head.
That's a little bit higher on my list, so we'll wait for that one too.
All right.
My number 6 is Night of the Living Dummy.
That's also my number 6.
Okay, so perfect. Do you want to go ahead with the...
Sure.
Okay.
Lindy names the ventriloquist dummy she finds Slappy. Slappy is kind of ugly, but he's a lot of fun. Lindsay's having a great time learning to make Slappy move and talk. But Chris is jealous of all the attention her sister is getting. It's no fair. Why does Lindy have all the luck? Chris decides to get a dummy of her own. She'll show Chris. Then weird things begin to happen. Nasty things. Evil things. No way a dummy can be causing all the trouble. Or is there?
Yeah. This one has sequels, like part 2 and 3, I believe. Yeah. Very cool.
This one has one of the creepiest covers.
Yeah.
Just that close-up of Slappy's face.
Yes.
Those crazy eyes.
That's right.
Yeah, this is the one I remember the most vividly, I think, out of all of them.
Okay.
And it may be because of the Goosebumps episode as well.
Right.
Because I remember watching this one.
Okay.
It's a good one.
I like it. My number 5 is How I Got My Shrunken Head.
Hey,
which was your 7, I believe.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll read this one.
Yep.
What has 2 eyes, a mouth, and wrinkly green skin? Mark's shrunken head. It's a present from his Aunt Benna, a gift from the jungle island of Balladora, and Mark can't wait to show the kids at school. But late one night, his head starts to glow, because it's actually no ordinary head. It gives Mark a strange power, magical power, a dangerous power. So that's that one. This might be the last one I read.
Okay.
Oddly enough, I remember having this one on my dresser as like a 10-year-old. You know what I mean? And I don't know why I stopped after that, but it's the last one I actually remember reading.
This one has one of the coolest covers.
Yeah.
It's like a kid's room. It's all messy, and there's a dresser.
That's right.
And it has the shrunken head sitting on the dresser, and it looks so good.
So cool.
Yeah.
I like it. So you're number 5?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think this might be higher on your list.
Okay.
Scarecrow Walks at Midnight.
That is higher on my list.
All right.
But my number 4 was your number 8 or 9 or whatever it was, Stay Out of the Basement. So, do you want to do this one?
You go ahead.
Okay. So, Dr. Brewer is doing a little plant testing in his basement. Nothing to worry about. Harmless, really. But Margaret and Casey Brewer are worried about their father, especially when they meet some of the plants growing down there. They notice that their father is developing plant-like tendencies. In fact, he's becoming distinctly weedy and seedy. Is it just part of their father's harmless experiment? Or has the basement turned into another little shop of horrors? So that's Another this one, I do remember this from the TV show.
Yes.
But the cover, I believe, is like a base. You can see like a basement and a hand that's like green
and like leafy.
Yeah, leafy.
And it's weird. I vividly remember this cover. It has like little red, kind of like shading on the green hand too, and the hand looks super real.
Yeah.
Like it's one of the most realistic looking pictures.
I like it.
Yeah, it's a great book.
Very good.
It's one of the ones that actually gave me like nightmares as a kid.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Very few Goosebump books did.
Yeah,
that one did.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you're number 4.
My number 4 is The Werewolf of Fever Swamp.
Okay, not on my list.
All right.
But yeah, you go ahead.
There's something weird happening in Fever Swamp. Something really horrible. It started with the strange howling at night. Then there was the rabbit, torn to shreds. Everyone thinks Grady's new dog is responsible. After all, he looks just like a wolf, and he seems a little on the wild side. But Grady knows his dog is just a regular old dog, and most dogs don't howl at the moon, or disappear at midnight, or change into terrifying creatures when the moon is full.
I remember this cover.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is
badass cover.
Yeah, it's a dog howling in the moon, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I like that.
Yeah, it's a good one. It's your werewolf version of Goosebumps book.
Yeah, I like it.
Werewolf Skin, I think, is another one later on.
Yes. Okay, my number 3. Welcome to Camp Nightmare.
Hey, that was the one I was thinking of.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, this one, I actually just brought up the cover while you were talking to make sure. This one has the tent, like you mentioned earlier, with
and
the flap.
ghost, right?
Yeah, it's some sort. You see glowing eyes or something there. But what's funny about this one, before I get into the actual breakdown of it, is in grade, I think it was in grade 3, we had to do like a sewing project.
Mm-hmm.
This is the cover that I did.
Oh,
it was
cool.
like on one of those round things with the fabric, and I made like a tent, and the flap opened, and I had like yellow fabric in there, so it would look like the tent was glowing, you know?
That's awesome.
But that was like something I did. So yeah, Camp Nightmare. Welcome to Camp Nightmare. The food isn't great, the counselors are a little strange, and the camp director seems demented. Billy can handle all that, but then strange things start to happen after dark. His parents won't answer his letters, and his fellow campers start to disappear. What's going on? Camp Night Moon is turning into Camp Nightmare, and Billy might be next.
Uh-oh, Billy.
So yeah, that's Welcome to Camp Nightmare.
Nice.
I love the little pun things that, like, Camp Night Moon is turning into Camp Nightmare.
Me too.
That shit rules.
It's so 90s.
Yeah.
It's great.
Awesome. Yeah, so your number 3?
My number 3. All right, so my next 3 are all classics.
Okay.
Number 3, Say Cheese and Die.
Okay, that's the first one.
Yeah. No.
No.
Welcome to Dead House is number 1.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Okay, you go ahead. Sorry.
Greg thinks there's something wrong with the old camera he found. The photos keep turning out different. When Greg takes a picture of his father's brand new car, it's wrecked in the photo. And then his dad crashes the car. It's like the camera can tell the future. Or worse, maybe it makes the future. That was an exclamation mark. So.
That's awesome. I remember that one. I like that one.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
The cover has like a family barbecuing, and they're all skeletons.
They're all skeletons. That's right.
It'd be an awesome tattoo, actually.
Yeah, that would be pretty cool. You should do it.
Hey, if we get...
Yeah.
How many Patreons should we hit? 100 patrons.
Yeah, that's right.
I'll get a Say Cheese and Die tattoo.
I like it.
You heard it here first.
Good. Where, though? Somewhere that people can see.
Maybe my upper thigh.
Oh, hot.
Yeah, sexy.
Okay, my number 2 is The Haunted Mask.
Same with me.
Perfect. So I'll just plow through this one. Carly Beth thinks she's found the best Halloween mask ever. With yellow-green skin and long animal fangs, the mask terrifies the entire neighborhood. Before long, it has a surprising effect on Carly Beth, too. She tries to take it off, but it won't budge. And, yeah, this one, I do remember the episode.
Yep.
But this one was it's great.
It is. It's so good.
So good.
The mask is awesome.
Yeah, and the cover, right? It's her like almost tugging at
Yeah.
it, and it's on her head.
Yeah. And this one has some sequels too.
Yes.
I think it's 2 or 3. The mask in that one is gross on the cover. It's like an old man, but it's all green.
Yeah.
He's like standing on a doorstep trick-or-treating.
Love it.
Yeah, this book is just so good. It has... R.L. Stine was known for putting in like those twist endings right at the end. This one has an awesome one.
I don't remember it.
All right, spoilers.
Spoiler it.
She ends up getting the mask off.
Right.
And then she's at home and she's like talking to her mom, and her little brother walks in and he has the mask on.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
That's rings a bell.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was your number 2 as well.
Yep.
So my number 1, you mentioned it already, The Scarecrow Walks at Midnight. So I have a reason why. I'll tell you after I read the little plot here.
All right.
So Jody loves visiting her grandparents' farm. Okay, so it's not the most exciting place in the world. Still, Grandpa tells great scary stories, and Grandma's chocolate chip cookies are the best. But this summer, the farm has really changed. The cornfields are sparse, Grandma and Grandpa seem worn out, and the single scarecrow has been replaced by 12 evil-looking ones. So, this was my very first book, Goosebump book, that I didn't read. It was read to me by my dad and mom. But there's a chapter in there where the kid's going to bed, and she, I guess, looks over, and outreaching towards her was a straw hand, or something to that effect. And my dad just like, well, that's enough for tonight. And he closes the book and he leaves, turns off the light, and I'm in my bed just terrified. Like, it freaked me out. I was like 5 years old. And sure enough, it turns out that it's the grandmother, her broom or something like that. She's sweeping. And
that's hilarious.
She sees the corn from the corn broom, whatever the fuck. Anyway, whatever. So it's in my memory as
that's so funny
being my favorite. And I do love the cover for this one.
Me too.
That creepy ass scarecrow and
the best scarecrow probably.
Yeah, it's very cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's my number 1. I'm excited to hear your number 1.
My number 1, Monster Blood.
Okay, I was contemplating this one, but didn't make it.
R.L. Stine's version of the Blob.
Yes.
While staying with weird great-aunt Catherine, Evan visits a funky old toy store and buys a dusty can of Monster Blood. It's fun to play with at first, and Evan's dog Trigger likes it so much he eats some. But then Evan notices something weird about the green slimy stuff. It seems to be growing, and growing, and growing. And all that growing has given the Monster Blood a monstrous appetite.
Awesome. And this one has a sequel too, right?
2 of them.
Okay.
Yeah, there's 2 and 3.
Wow.
Yeah, they're all good. This one's cover, not the best. It's just stairs with green slime running down.
That's
them.
right, yeah.
It's not very creative.
Right. Now, do you own any of your top 10 yet?
I do have Scarecrow Walks at Midnight.
Right.
I think I have Say Cheese and Die.
Have you read any yet, or are you not reading them?
No, I'm going to try and do them in order.
Okay.
So I'm waiting to get number 1, and then I'll go from there.
Right. I like it.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah, so that's our top 10 Goosebump books.
Yeah.
Keep in mind, these are our opinions.
Yes.
Not necessarily the best books. So if you're like, where's Cuckoo Clock of Doom?
That's right.
Fuck off.
Or what's the bee one with the kid is the bee? I can't remember anyway.
Yeah.
They're all enjoyable.
They are.
I'd love to get like what you're doing. It's a great idea, and I hope you can continued success.
Thank you.
So yeah.
Yeah, so let us know in the comments what your favorite Goosebump books are.
Yeah.
That'll do it for this episode. If you're listening, thank you for being a patron. And if we hit 100, I'm getting a tattoo
Hell
of
yeah.
say cheese and die. Bye.